Hello, and welcome to Ask the Expert, a space for relaxed, unscripted conversations with bold women who are making an impact. If you're new to my channel, I am the Michelle Olivia. As a transformational life coach and speaker, I am passionate about helping women to step out of the shadows and into their ideal life, a life filled with peace, passion, and purpose every damn day. In each episode of Ask the Expert, I will be sitting down with incredible women to talk about life, leadership, personal growth, and the real stories behind their success. No scripts, no rehearsed answers, just honest conversation. Let's get started. My guest today is Jessica VanOmmeren. She is a friend and a connector in Nassau County, Florida. Jessica, welcome to Ask the Expert.
Thank you. Thank you, the Michelle Olivia. Gosh, I love you so much. You make me so happy.
Well, before we get started, please take a moment to share with our viewers a little about who you are, what you do, and what you're currently excited about right now.
Gotcha. Thank you for this. So, who am I? I guess that's kind of a big question, and I spend a lot of my day really trying to figure that out. So, I'm going to table that one. But what I do is I love connecting with people, and I've found through my entire resume and bless you, my resumes, I've seemed like a jack of all trades and a master of none. I've taken on projects ranging everything from finance and real estate down to restaurants and hospitality, even construction and logistics. And I don't know who would trust me with a power drill, but so I've really found that regardless of whatever the project is people are at the center of it.
Mm.
And when you're a business consultant, or even in process improvement, as a lot of my experiences is, you don't focus on the people. We're really focusing on these reports. So I had found myself a couple of years ago really at this transition where I said, what's the next step? Professionally, I feel like I've kind of not necessarily done it all, but I've been in sales, I've been in marketing, I've done production, and it's all the same. So what do I want to do? I really want to connect with people. I want to find a community that suits me, suits my loves, suits my passions, and where I could really set my roots. And in doing that, I fell in love with Nassau County, and it's this wonderful little small town. And I just found myself passionate about helping people. So I started volunteering, and it seems completely counterintuitive being so work focused and really production focused.
Mhm.
Full disclosure, I was very, very, very production focused, very goal oriented, and not that I am not focusing on my goals now, but I'm really focusing on the journey and what I can learn along the way and who I can meet along the way. So I came out to Nassau County doing something different, volunteering, and I really found myself in just serving. So in doing so, I ended up putting on a job fair and helping out with that. And I love seeing the transition when they're helpless, they've been working so hard, and then they get that glimmer of hope. And in doing so, I got connected with Fernando and this opportunity here at State Farm. And I'll be honest, insurance sales is not really what I was looking for. I came from production, I came from corporate. I know what it's like to, all right, here we are, Q1, let's blow Q2 out of the water. I wasn't looking for that. And then, of course, this opportunity presents itself. So, really looking at it, I found a way to really connect with people and help them. And from a financial perspective, from a insurance perspective, all of these boring things that are necessary that you need for a small business, that you need for your home. I mean, we all drive every day. It's the most dangerous thing on the planet, but we don't think about it because we're almost desensitized. So I like that I can really combine my business. My business is more focused to helping people, not just a number on someone's report or a sales quota. And I'm making a difference. And I have made the most beautiful connections on the planet. And that's why, like, when people ask me, what do you do? Are you business development? Yeah. Do I do sales and marketing? Of course. Can we go in leadership? But I'm a connector. 9 times out of 10, it's the person, the resource, the opportunity just needs a little bit of a jump. And a mentor of mine told me years ago, Jess, a rising tide raises all ships. And I'd always try to focus on that. And that's really where I'm at. So I am a connector powered by State Farm. I love meeting people. I mean, I even bartend on the side too, just because I can't get enough of,
Mm.
smiling faces. But that's really what I do is I connect people, places, and things with the people, places, and things that they need.
That's
Resource,
awesome.
resource. I hope that kind of sums it up.
It does. And you were one of the first people I met when I came here, and you have definitely connected me with some really good connections. So I
I-
love it.
We
Are you
got a good
ready?
group of friends.
Are you ready to dive into Q&A time?
Let's do it. Yes, let's
All
do it.
right. Your first question is, oh, I forgot to mention this earlier. For those of you that this is your first time here at Ask the Expert, how I find the questions is I randomly pick a number from 1 to 20, and in the different subjects that we cover, that's the question that is posed to our guest. So, first question is, in the realm of personal growth, what personal habit has made the biggest difference in your life?
Oh, really good. Really good. So, quiet time. And someone who's really, really cerebral. And even in this conversation, I find myself doing this where we're go, go, go. So I'm thinking about all of these things. I'm thinking about what I'm going to say next before I say it, and even projects. So I have really been working on my alone time and like meditation,
Mhm.
but personally, physically walking, not like I don't always walk, but walking completely disconnected. I have my watch on only for like emergencies and to count my steps, but no phone, no audiobook, no music, like forcing myself to listen to the birds chirping or the cars driving down the street. And then same thing, sauna. I force myself to sit in there for that 45 minutes to an hour, completely disconnecting. And at first, it really made me nervous because I'm so used to, I mean, I've got three work phones, a tablet, two laptops. I'm constantly answering emails and with notifications
Mhm.
to where, all right, if I'm not available here, and if I don't answer this email immediately, no, it has done worlds for my productivity because my mind is a little bit more quiet. I'm more calm in my body when it comes to different things. And then I can really trust myself in making decisions when I'm sitting down for a client or presenting some sort of a product plan or even making a connection. Will these two individuals work together professionally? So that's my biggest thing. Disconnecting has really helped me connect on another level.
Yes, yes, I could not agree more. It's amazing how your perspective changes on quiet time as we mature in business and in life. Your next question is, what does leadership mean to you personally?
Ooh, what does leadership mean to you personally? As cheesy as it sounds, like I always think back to, as cheesy as it sounds, I read Attila the Hun's biography. And I know that sounds wild. And I loved the leaders eat last, they show up first, they go home the latest. It's whatever you got to do. If I've got to take the skin off my own back, so we do what's necessary, not necessarily what we want. And but ultimately what we want is to really love and support whatever project that we're working on. So to me, leadership is doing what's necessary, not what you want to do, but looking at the greater good. And it's a little bit of self-sacrifice, not to the point where you're not focusing on self-preservation. And it's kind of funny that I said that because that's a little one of my weaknesses here. But it's really looking at the bigger picture to me. So I think about that. What would Attila do? He would eat last, he'd stay late, he'd show up a little bit early.
I love that you shared that. I'm always looking for my next good book, so I'm going to make note of that one.
Yeah, it's different, but it's fun.
Let's talk some life lessons. What moment in your life changed how you see the world?
Mm, a moment in my life. Okay, I've got a good one. So I love personal growth and development, and I love the cheesy seminars. I can't get enough of them.
Me too.
Like, go right, you go. Let's raise our hands. Let's really like change the energy in the room or grabbing a book. So I end up at a seminar on a weekend, and I'm sitting in the room, and I can't identify with anybody. Right. And that's really, really weird. Here I am identifying as the connector, so I should be able to walk into any room.
Mhm.
And it was something going on with me. And I was like, well, I don't match with these people religiously. I don't think I match with them financially. And I really found myself kind of small. One of the speakers goes up, and it's just someone I don't see myself in at all. Like He's a man, I'm female. He was raised in the South, I was raised in the North. I mean, culturally, I'm looking at every single difference. And he turned around and he said, I bet you don't understand that nobody on this planet is an idiot. And so that just caught my attention because in my own head, I was like, what do you mean nobody on this planet is an idiot? I've been around for a little while. What is that? He's like, they're just an expert at something that you don't understand or don't agree with. And I said, oh, okay, cool. And then he even went in, he went, I mean, as extreme from a CEO to a heroin addict. Yeah, this guy was an expert in something that I didn't agree with or see, but that didn't make him an idiot. That didn't make the value of the information that was coming from him from that moment. Any situation, whether it was, out and about and you're interacting with drunk people, if you're coming home from like a sporting event, we do the Jacksonville Jaguars a lot up here, or if I'm in a business opportunity, nobody is an idiot. So what is it that you're really expert at, and how could we either align ourselves or disalign myself? And it really made me see a little bit more of the value in people, not just from a recruiting standpoint, but who they are as a person, not just what they do, but who they are as a person. And once you understand what it is that they are experting in, you understand their values, and then you can really make a change or a support. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And I love how you shared that because it really opens up your connector mindset. Instead of looking at it as what can I get from this person, you look at it as how can I share what this person is doing? There's something that they're doing that I can connect them, not necessarily to myself, but to someone else.
Yeah.
That is awesome. All right, we're going to shift gears to relationships. And when I ask this question, it's not necessarily about a personal relationship or a dating relationship. It can be any type of relationship. So here's your question. What does a healthy relationship look like to you?
Oh, what does a healthy relationship look like? I'm going to say a healthy relationship should have a little bit of conflict.
Okay,
And
expound on that one.
a little bit of conflict, especially professionally, right? If you're, let's say we're working on a marketing promotion and I think we should go in this direction and they think another direction. Perfect. Let there be a conflict. Let's meet and let's talk about it. Let's air out what are these underlying conditions that are causing this conflict? And let's figure it out. There's a perspective that I don't have. There's information that I'm not privy to. So let's open it up. And I've found anytime that there is a conflict, especially being in leadership development, when I come on scene to a company that might be having issues within their employees, okay, fine, let's talk it out. Even if it ends up in a screaming match, I know that's terrible for an office. It doesn't always look great, but at the end of it, you realize where everyone is coming from and how you can best support, and it doesn't make it a personal thing. It also gives you a little bit more of accountability as well. All right, this is the role that I played in that individual. This is the role that they've played back and forth. And this is coming through the filter of my own personal issues. This has nothing to do with the problem, whatever it is at hand. So conflict to me is really a huge invitation, an invitation to get to know somebody deeper, an invitation to learn a pain point, whether it is about a company or a person or a product, so that we can get better. Not to say that too much conflict is, we don't want that, because at some point you're going to get exhausted from being emotionally this sort of roller coaster. But you got to get into the nitty gritty. And if you love something enough or you care about something enough, you're going to care for it and work on it, even when it's not pretty. Conflict is not pretty,
Love that.
That answers your question.
Sometimes relationships are not pretty. It doesn't mean they're unhealthy. So
Right.
I love your perspective on that one. Let's go fun. What is a hidden talent that you have?
Oh, a hidden talent. Okay, so I bartend. I've been a bartender and server for like so many years, and it's really weird. I have this, like, I can just carry a lot of glasses and weird things like with my hands. I can carry like 26 glasses in two hands.
Wow.
Weird.
Wow. That's
I
awesome.
never really, I don't even use it at home, like and during Thanksgiving when I need to do the dishes, but I can carry 26 glasses between two hands.
Do you find yourself every so often? I have done this, and my husband will be sitting in the living room, and I'm bringing stuff over, and I've got the two glasses in this hand and the plate here. And do you find yourself doing that
Yes,
outside of the restaurant business?
yes, and it's so ingrained in me that I'll set a plate down and then I rotate the protein, serve from the left. I'm like, what are we doing?
Oh my God. I've got a few people that I'm going to tag on this video that
Yeah.
I have had the pleasure of knowing through my former career that are going to love this.
Mhm.
All right, let's dive into your next question for you. This is more about reflecting back on experiences. What chapter of your life shaped you the most?
Okay. Um, so from a car accident, this was several years ago, I was significantly injured. I found myself not being able to work, which is huge for someone like me. I mean, you pay your bills, not being able to really do much, really not being able to walk. And I will never forget the moment I could not move my legs.
Mm,
I mean, I background we originally came from Long Island, New York. It wasn't necessarily the best area. My parents moved to Florida really to give us a much better life. So there was a good bit of struggle getting to this. So I'd been through a lot. And here I am in my adult life. I had owned a couple businesses, struggled, and here I am. So I had everything, lost it all due to this accident. And at times I'd heard about all these problems, but I'll never forget that moment. Could not control my legs. And I was like, oh, this is what real problems are. Like everything that I had been through, this is a real issue. And it made me look at a lot of these mountains I made out of molehills or molehills that really should have been turned into mountains. And it really did change everything because I stopped looking at not just material things, but um, the focus of being busy and really focusing on people, connections, true prosperity by way of good health and great relationships. So that was a big, so now as I go through, I always remember that quick moment where I couldn't, I said, okay, fine, you'll be able to handle this. Big deal. You can walk. And that's kind of what I tell myself now. Like, oh, I'll feel myself, my heart palpitations or
mhm.
my anxiety will get up, whether it's about a professional project or even a personal project. If I've got like friends that have some issues and I want them to fix it, or even like with my family, I always remind myself, you know what real problems are. You did it, you handled it, we moved on, and now look at you. And you just keep going. So
Yeah.
I can walk, I can talk, I can breathe. Amen.
I don't I hate to say it, but I don't remember who told me this, but it was during a time that I was going through a struggle, and they told me that adversity shapes perception.
Mm,
Because as we live, the things that we experience are going to shape our perception of what really hard is. So
yeah.
thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. Your last question in the subjects is, what decision altered the course of your life?
Oof. Okay. Um, Very interesting. So, some more of my background is I'm a little bit of a super nerd, super science geek. And when I was originally going to school, my track was to be a cardiothoracic surgeon. And I did a lot of research throughout junior high. I graduated high school with more published medical research than a lot of attending physicians, which is kind of funny. So here I am in college. I am on track to be a surgeon. I spent a lot of times interning at multiple hospitals, developed a huge network within healthcare. And I remember wanting to walk away from it. And my family thought I was crazy, and for coming from a Hispanic family, my parents were immigrants. They moved to New York. They barely graduated high school. They didn't get the opportunity to go to college and do a lot of things. And this was their path for me. So I was kind of rejecting a lot of their life's work and not becoming a surgeon, but I found that I would be able to create more of a life for myself. And full disclosure, I could be a great surgeon or I could be a great family woman. Truthfully, I don't know if you could always do both. Now, I know that sounds terrible as a woman because I want to be able to do it all, but there's only
Like
so
more
many
genuine.
exactly. There's only so many hours in the day. There's only so much energy I have. And if I want to give all the love to my patients or all the love to my family, I'm just not going to be able to do that. And I didn't want to half-ass being a surgeon or being involved in my personal life.
Mhm.
So I stepped back from that. And then truthfully, at the same time, I also chose not to finish my degree because I just didn't see that it was worth the investment for myself. I
Mm.
owned a couple of businesses. I'd been doing a lot of networking. I could have went back for a business degree, but I didn't see the value in learning how to own and operate a business from someone who's never owned or operated a business.
Mm.
So, right, business college wasn't really my thing. And I chose not to. And being an incredibly high academic producer, it was a lot to walk away from. And people ask me all the time, well, what if you had been a surgeon? I'm like, I don't know. It's not my path. This is where I am. And it was a lot. It was a much younger decision, but I see that principle of what everybody else was putting on me versus what it is that I really wanted. And I went for it. And would I say that things panned out even remotely the way that I thought they would? No, but I really enjoyed the journey. I've learned a lot, and I'm such a different woman now as
Mm.
far as my confidence in being able to really make decisions like that, where I'm okay with walking away with something after a certain time invested. Or I know, all right, we need to put in a couple more years. This is where it's going to go.
Mm.
So that was a really big decision maker here. And um, I still get, oh, well, you didn't finish your degree. So that was a choice. I walked away from something that was no longer worth an investment and the investment of time. So I see it differently.
I
But
I want to honor you in sharing that. And I know that there are going to be people watching this episode and identifying with that. No one choice is right for all of us. We as women have a lot of choices to make in our life, and that choice was the right choice for you. So thank you so much for sharing that.
of
And thank
course.
you so much for being with us today. It has been a pleasure. As always, I like to close with my own bonus question.
Okay.
And as you may know, I live from a place of peace, passion, and purpose. So I want to ask you, what does living with peace, passion, and purpose mean to you right now?
Living with peace, passion, and purpose. Honestly, I think it feels a lot like this, like here in this moment. Like I am genuinely enjoying my time. I'm enjoying the conversation. A lot of the conversation we're having is really good. It's not surface level, and
Mm.
it's really stirring up things within me to help me move forward. And it deepens the connection between us. So to me, this is peace. My passion is connecting with people who are just as passionate as me. And it feels like this, a really good positive connection. So I would say I feel complete, truthfully,
Love it.
in this entire interaction, but with ease, complete and with ease.
Yay. I love it. Thank you so much, Jessica. I really appreciate you being with us. And for those of you watching, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to join us here at Ask the Expert. Until next time, keep living with peace, passion, and purpose every damn day. Love y'all.